Thanks for joining this episode of The Blade Boys. I'm Ted Flett.
And I'm Nick Das.
Ladies!
Ooh, we got some ladies up in here.
We're gonna break down.
Not us.
Yeah.
It depends on the weekend.
Test our estrogen levels. And we'll see what's up.
We can't do Beelmans. We can't get the Beelman though. Don't ask me that. I know you can.
No, I cannot. I can put my pant leg up. It's just my pants are...
Okay, this is a family show. This is a family program, okay? Anyways.
So the ladies in the Grand Prix series. Talk about movement. Talk about shakedowns from last year. Where to begin?
Like, the ladies have just kind of thrown everyone for a loop. There have been some surprises.
A triple loop.
I see what you did there. So let's break down the ladies. First of all, we need to talk about Evgenia Medvedeva. I'm going to pronounce that once correctly.
Medeva.
And then I'm just going to call her Medvedeva because we're just like...
Just call her Diva.
Yeah, Miss Diva, yes. Medvedeva. It's so hard, but, you know, we try here. Anyways, so she has come out of the gates as we would expect, winning both of her Grand Prix events in fine form. She still, even with the fall, she still like breaks 140, which is a little questionable. But regardless, she's definitely dominated her competition. And
and it's funny that you say as expected, because based on sort of the history in Russian ladies skating in the past 3 years, who's big today ain't going to be big tomorrow. So actually, I'm fairly impressed that she's been able to stay steady. She doesn't appear to have grown hardly at all, which is probably what's helping her.
Yep.
And if there's ever a growth spurt, it could wreak havoc on everything. But so far, so good.
I know. Hopefully she holds it together for the Olympics, because that would really suck if she suddenly got it and then pulls a Lipnitskaya out, and then
the hips drop, and then it's just everything's just a disaster.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you and me too. But I mean, interesting programs this year, which we saw a bit of a sneak peek before the Grand Prix series, but now here they are. Again, really mature themes that she's skating to. She literally talks to the judges during the short program. She yells out, I don't know what the word is, but it's thank you.
Spasibo.
Look at you! You and Johnny Weir getting your
I don't have Camille, but or fur coat yet, but I'm getting slightly more.
It's coming.
Eventually.
So I mean, pretty brash. She's talking to the judges. I've never seen that done before, and that's cool. You go, girl. Like, do your thing. And then, of course, the 9/11 movie music for the long program.
Yeah.
So she's clearly gone with fun, upbeat programs this year that, you know, really mesmerize an audience. That's not true. That's sarcasm. She's gone for, like, super drama, super heavy and hard-hitting. Like...
Yeah. I mean, her short program kind of has that, like, playfulness. I don't find her always to be super genuine in her movements and her choreography, but I'm always interested in her movements and her choreography. And when you can jump like she can, people are starting to get really nitpicky about her, like say her under rotations and pre-rotation.
She's a world record holder. Yeah.
But that's kind of the cross you have to bear when you're actually on top, because when you're on top, like people will start like criticizing the heck out of you, but like
talk to Tara Lubinski post 1997, girl.
Right? With no speed.
I know. Wow, triple.
Anyways, Evgenia, she's doing a great job. I mean, she's holding it together. She's asserting her dominance over the field, and she is proven that she's a fighter, and she's definitely the one to beat this season. We knew that she would be the one.
No, I really didn't know.
You thought she would?
I mean,
given the trends of
yes, she could have made it
now for some reason. But anyways, maybe because of how heated this argument is.
We're incandescent with intensity. So Evgenia is. I mean, I find the program's a little similar to last year insofar as she seems relatively committed to them. It's hard as a spectator or a fan to kind of get into them.
The choreography is also kind of a bit of a rehash.
Yeah, and she's just killing the jumps, like steady Eddie. And
she's still doing. I find she's added some more transitions, definitely exit transitions. Her triple loop in her short program is pretty cool. Like she does a really interesting entry. I think it's a think it's a counter and a counter going into it, which is a really difficult entry. And her triple flip, she still has the Tano. Again, a lot of people saying that she's overusing the Tanos, and I think she's overusing them. But hey, if it contributes to your grade of execution, like, why not do what it takes to win and wait for the ISU to like come out with rules against them? I assume they wouldn't. It would be really unfair if they did that right before an Olympic. Just before the Olympic season, you're only allowed 1 Tano in your program, and she has to like rework her technique or something. She'll still probably do it. She'll do like a triple like regularly just to show that she can in practice. And I'm sure, like, as Scott Hamilton said about Shizuka Arakawa, that's just like sick and twisted.
It really is.
Can you imagine, like, your competitors are just trying to like hit a triple and just hoping that they can get it together.
And you got this one practicing.
And you got this one being like, Eteri's just like, oh, do 4 in a row, just to put a little more heat on that.
Totally.
Just.
What was interesting at the beginning of the season is that, you know, Ashley Wagner, had the world silver medalist, had the opportunity to really come out with a bang.
Which she did.
Well,
ish.
Yeah. You know, a slow.
It was a
quiet bang.
It was a spark.
Yeah.
Quiet.
And sort of,
no quiet bangs.
really show Evgenia that she means business this season.
Yeah.
Ashley put it together relatively in, you know, at Skate America. I think a few problems, like she backed away from the triple loop, half loop, triple sow at the halfway point in the free program. She no longer does the Bielman as a transition at the end of her spiral because she says, you know, figure skating is really bad for your body or bad for your health and so forth. So probably her back is taking a bit of the injury. And these are the experiences and the realities of a 25-year-old skater versus a 16-year-old skater. She won Skate America, and then the storyline changed quite dramatically when, you know, later in the season, she didn't have as much success to win, you know, her second medal and qualify for the Grand Prix Final. So that's, I mean, very interesting. And I also sort of, you know, last year she had highs and lows in the Grand Prix series. We kind of thought that based on the success of Skate America that she'd probably capitalize on that.
Especially since she always makes the Grand Prix Final. Like she's done it so consistently, and she'll usually medal at the Grand Prix Final. So it's not.
She's got silver. She's got bronze. She was 4th last year, but she was real close.
Yeah, she was very close.
And I think last year was the first season, well, the first time internationally that she really blew away the competition in terms of, or really blew the roof off the stadium in terms of her long program, and then that set her up for a tremendous amount of success in the back half of the season. So fingers crossed that Ashley will be able to do it, you know, now as she hunkers down for the U.S. National Championships. Yeah, like I think
firstly, I love her programs this year. Like I think her free program, everyone was looking to see, okay, you did Moulin Rouge, you did it a couple times, but like a couple times improved each time.
Yep.
But now we want to see something different. And her free skate right now is just so, like, it's so her.
Exogenesis is amazing.
Exogenesis. Yeah. And, like, I know a lot of people, they do, like, muse, like, all the time. But, like, she actually really sells her program, like, to a T. Mm-hmm. Her short program is also really fun. And, like, I don't know. I think it's hard with Ashley because it's sometimes difficult to see which one will show up because she's not as like hit or miss as some of the other skaters, but like it's in terms of like winning against the top skaters, there'll be like 1 or 2 competitions where she'll like absolutely do a flawless short program and get like in the 70s, or she'll make an error and like drop into the mid 60s and have to play catch up, and then even in the free skate she might not bring it. But Skate America was a huge boost for her. I mean, this is not to trivialize her win, but it was the field that she was against wasn't as crazy, and they didn't do as well. Well, Gracie Gold was her main competition. We'll kind of talk about that, but she didn't really bring it. And Mariah Bell skated amazingly and to capture the silver, so good for her. But I think Ashley didn't face that same pressure that she did in, say, Cup of China, where she had to face off against like Elena Radionova and Satoko Miyahara. So it was, or sorry, not Satoko, Kaetlyn Osmond, yes, who we will definitely get to.
Hello.
But so I think Ashley just needed a little bit of that kick in the pants at her second Grand Prix event. I felt really bad because y'all know we love some Ashley Wagner. So I think she'll rebound at the end of the season. The American women aren't exactly bringing it, So it's as evidenced by the
unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. Oh my god, I can't say it.
Unbelievable.
Because it's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable that at Boston, it was really all about the American ladies, who I think, Gracie and Ashley were creating such an upset and an uproar to this Russian domination and Sotoko's domination. And to think that they've been, I don't want to say inconsequential, but pretty close to this Grand Prix series, when you look at who sort of fizzled and who sizzled and who's making a name for themselves in a statement, it's just fast. I wouldn't have expected it. And it seems to, it's almost as if the Russian ladies were like, all right, it's Boston. We'll let you shine a bit here. But then, back to reality next season on the Grand Prix circuit, where you've got 4 Russian women qualified for the Grand Prix final, and then Elizaveta Tuktamasheva at the ready to fill in, and Lipnitskaya and Sotnikova, in the wings if they should, get their act together later in the season. Here we go again. I feel like a broken record, but it's like Russia, Russia, Russia.
It is Russia, 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 and we should talk about the other 2 Russians who made the the other 3 Russians.
They won't be happy until they win all 6 damn spots in the Grand Prix final.
And they've come. I think I can't remember the status of the Junior Grand Prix, but I know there's a lot of Russians in that final as well. If not, I know in pairs there's it's 5 out of 6 or something. I guess
you're guaranteed you're guaranteed a medal sweep.
Yeah,
you're the only ones to qualify.
Almost, but then we have Elena Radionova. Who we'll get to Pogorilaya because I want to talk about.
Girl, you run the show. Look at you, just naming the order who we're talking about when.
We'll let
me know when you want me to pipe in, girl.
Okay, so he just doesn't want to talk about Elena Radionova because he did not quite have the faith in her in Miss Gritty Not Pretty that I did.
I might have even predicted that she wasn't going to make the Grand Prix final and.
But
and damn it all, she makes it with a silver and gold, so she's legit qualified and in like Flynn.
Yeah, I don't think her programs are particularly great. I like her free skate a lot better than Titanic last year, but that is because I didn't like Titanic last year.
Well, this is it. I like her program so much more than last year, but mostly because last year the baseline was so low.
Yeah.
However,
that's her plan though. That's her plan though, right? To choose really bad programs, and then next year she comes out
look
at
me,
look at me now, I've improved. No.
The short program is dynamic, and it's a different side of her that's more playful and a little bit more sultry, choreographed by Shailene Bourne. She's got the smoky eye going on. I like it. I'm getting behind the short. The long kind of feels to me as though, and this is the funny, I do appreciate music that, I do appreciate the instrumental music that doesn't involve lyrics, because I'm a bit of a, I don't know. I like it simple. I do think that
you like your Carmets.
However, and she's getting a toss. No,
Tosca.
I'm
sorry. Tosca.
Whatever the hell that is. It's Nessa.
Oh, Toronto.
Thank you. I knew it started with a T.
I was just getting my I was getting my war horses kind of messed up. So it was just one of those things that.
We're just gonna polish the screen here.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We're back. I see. We're no longer red again.
Yeah.
I thought that might work.
I'm not as raging now.
You're not as raging.
Still flaming, but not
still
raging.
Flaming, not raging.
But the Tosca. Oh my God. Turandot,
yeah.
I like that she's gone back to sort of what I think is a bit of a favorite and a war horse.
A bit of one.
But in comparison now to the programs that people are skating, with Ashley with Exogenesis and Lyrics and others.
It's nice to see something more classic.
Well, no, I think it falls flat. I was like, oh man, this is not what I was hoping. I was like, oh, it's Turandot. I recognize it. It's a bit of Shannon Zhao, 2002, 2003. And it just wasn't that animated.
Yeah, and I would have liked a little more Shizuka.
Maybe it'll grow. Yes, maybe it'll grow on me. But yeah.
But one of the reasons Elena managed to make the Grand Prix final and win one Grand Prix event and a silver at the other was because she still maintained her technical ability. It's gone down a little bit this year. I can sense the struggle is real. But girl is trying as hard as she can, and she is a fighter. And she senses that, with all these other Russian ladies gunning at her heels, that and the Olympics only a season away.
Yeah.
She's that that little cat on that poster that just says "hang in there," and I just want her to hang in there.
Totally.
Because I think she has the potential to have amazing programs for the Olympic season. I hope she doesn't choose something like palatable to the judges. I want her to do something fun, like when she did her like J-Lo number and things like that. She's picked some really fun numbers in the past. Oh, don't say Carmen. Everyone's gonna do Carmen. Anyways.
True. Cue the drama.
He just wants a Carmen.
Radionova will bring.
Don't worry, you'll definitely get a Carmen.
I thought Titanic and the sixth place finish in Boston.
Yeah.
I thought was really going to be the nail in the coffin, and she's not going to be a contender, and she is not letting the Russian Federation overlook her in terms of their world selections. However, who has even been more guns blazing, surprisingly to me as well, than Elena, was our pal Anna Pogorilaya, who spent an awful lot of time last season, on her butt, sliding around the ice with some of the most disastrous, horrendous falls you ever want to see.
When she falls.
Started off the season with a loss to Mao and Kaetlyn, and was super dramatic in that Challenger Series event where she was crying and the kiss and cry because she only won a bronze. It's like, girl, calm down. Like, the stakes are low. Don't worry. I mean, she does see, whereas Elena Radionova is like, put me in a pressure cooker situation and I'll kill it. You can tell, as soon as Anna finishes her program, the stress just immediately starts.
Oh, the tears.
However, I mean, she's been spot on this, this Grand Prix series.
She's so prepared
and killing it. I still love her entrance into the Lutz. It's dramatic, fast, and she does the big swoop to try and stay on the edge. I'm not crazy about the one strap that's all feathered for the scent of a woman. I have a feeling that she is totally committed to that costume because I'm not the first to criticize it. And
there have been worse Russian female costumes in a couple of years.
This is true. I should probably calm down. So, but I mean, I would it makes a statement. She stands out and she looks a little more mature with it. But it's dial down the Cruella de Vil. I don't think she needs it. I think it's distracting.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also found the costume a little distracting, but I also love the program for her. I think I said at the beginning of the season that she's developed this confidence to her. Obviously, that event against Mao and Kaetlyn kind of shook her up a little bit, but coming into the Grand Prix, I knew that she would have this hunger and this confidence, and obviously, with Yelena, you sense the rest of the Russian field clipping at you, and now she's like, you know what? I am the world bronze medalist. I feel like I even should have been the world silver medalist last year. And while Yevgenia is miles ahead of everybody, not just me, I'm going to show that I am miles ahead of everyone else, and I'm going to put it in the Russian Federation's mind to figure out who the third place person going to Worlds is, because I'm going to definitely be. I'm going to at least be a lock for second, and then the other girls can hash it out for third. Who I think Radionova would end up getting it, but I'm so impressed with Anna. She must be super pleased with herself. She's put together some great free skates, some errors here and there, obviously,
but not minor or not major.
Not major ones. Yeah,
easy fixes.
Yeah, and I think she ended up getting a short program personal best at some point in her first Grand Prix, maybe.
Well, yeah, and I mean you
in Russia,
sure, and you compare her bronze medal with other skaters. Irina Sotskova winning the bronze in 1996.
Yes,
and had a hard time replicating that. Vanessa Guzmaroli winning in 97, and then just France. Just pulling out a little history there. That's 20 years ago now.
Oh my god,
crazy. But so I mean, this could have gone either way for Anna. She could have had all the pressure of being the world bronze medalist and all the pressure that of the Russian media and the Russian competition, and just totally caved, and she didn't. And I think it's fantastic. The internet, I think, almost broke her last year. It was so critical of her splats when she falls.
I hope she wasn't reading that.
That would be enough to take any any skater down and second guessing themselves. And I think it's, I'm really proud of her.
I'm so proud of her. And
really
the judges are loving her. Oh my God, they're giving her some high marks. And deservedly high marks.
Candy at Halloween. Just don't let it. Just don't
Candy at Halloween. But I think she, to some extent, she's, actually to a huge extent, she's deserving of these marks. Especially, they're a lot of the ladies aren't bringing it this season yet, and I say give it to skaters like Medvedeva and Pogorilaya who are skating really, really, really well. So
and
that's why they both have 2 wins, right?
I certainly prefer Pogorilaya's programs over Medvedeva's.
I
think Scent of a Woman and the Memoriam, it's sort of the old throwback to Gritchik and Platov in '98. I think they're just solid, easy, enticing programs, and I think her skating skills, her form, her posture, it's easier to sort of, I think, for me to become more involved in her skating. Yeah. Even though it's still it's the Russian version of Scent of a Woman, it's not quite as grab and entice you than what the American audience might be used to. But no, I think they're solid programs.
I totally get that, and I think she is at least a technical skater who's bringing a lot of maturity to the top of the field, like somebody like Ashley Wagner or Carolina Kostner, who we will see later on. We just got to throw a little nod out to her. We're gonna have to see.
It's gonna be a bottleneck in the women's event.
Yeah, I don't know. That she is the biggest question mark. She's even more of a question mark than Sotnikova, because Carolina had a bit of a tumultuous career, and she finally got it together in her Olympic season, and with the time off, I'll be interested to see what splash she makes. But for the most part,
she's got Alexa Machine as her coach.
Yeah, which is I'm gonna be okay. So she's looking to get her technical back. I hope that, and I'm not to dig at Machine, but I hope that
it doesn't break her.
I hope that she doesn't put the focus towards getting her technical back, and as a result compromises the lovely artistic qualities that we've known to.
I don't think you can take that from her. I mean, we're going on a huge tangent here now to talk about Kostner. I don't think you couldn't squeeze that out of her. I think it's ingrained.
And so I'm actually really interested because his skaters haven't always had the most art. They've always been.
You don't say.
They've always been primarily technically strong skaters, and that's how they've been able to win and assert dominance over the field. But to now have this artistic skater kind of work with you, it's going to be very interesting to see what she does. Anyways, we should get back to some of the other.
Because not only are is Pogorilaya, Medvedeva, and Radionova in the final, but so is Sotskova, Maria Sotskova in her first senior Grand Prix series. Girl is bringing it Russian style and qualifies for the final.
I called this that she would make a splash, but I didn't think she'd be this.
A tidal wave.
She made it. She's a little bit of a little Russian tidal wave. She has kind of this Ksenia Makarova quality to her. She's got this kind of lean. I mean, she doesn't do the the Warner Brothers theme. Right? But she could. I feel like she has that kind of quality.
She probably could use that because I find it's a little hard to get her. She looks very.
You know what? I think that would actually be a great program choice. Okay, Maria, if you're listening,
she's got a bit of a resting face.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, but so are gold medals. So But that's huge. She along with Mai Mihara of Japan are 2 newcomers who have brought their triple toe game and are having. Maria has some huge pop on her jumps, and I think her weakness is as she goes later on into the program, she has a tendency to under rotate as she doesn't quite have the stamina or the staying power throughout. Obviously, that's something that comes with time and experience. But I'm very excited to see her at her first Grand Prix final. I don't think she'll make a huge challenge for the podium, but who knows? Because she does have a lot of technical consistency to her. So in the short program, if skaters like Radionova or skaters like Miyahara, who might get called out on rotations or might have small technical errors, if they get held down, then she might capitalize and at least put herself in a position to exceed those skaters. But speaking of Miyahara, she is also a contender at the Grand Prix final. She is a former world silver medalist, and I think she's been hammered by the judges a lot for her technical under rotation.
I think a few oversights over the cup.
Yeah, a couple of oversights. I think they're cracking down a little bit on her.
Yeah.
Some of her like pre-rotation, some of her under rotations, and it's unfortunate because she's a beautiful skater and I think one of the most talented skaters, and she brings a lot of great qualities to the table. And she's definitely been the top Japanese woman this season so far on the Grand Prix. So she is very much deserving of her spot in the Grand Prix final. It's just she's not quite getting the love from the judges that she has in the past. And it's unfortunate because I think she was underrated in the past and they kind of brought her up eventually, but now she's getting cracked down on her technical, as she should. But I'm interested to see what she does at the Grand Prix final. I thought she was actually going to like storm the Grand Prix season, but she hasn't quite done that. She's, I think, got like a silver and a bronze, so that's like very commendable. And I'll be very interested to see what she does at the Grand Prix final. But
because she won the silver last year at the Grand Prix final.
Yes,
she was able to edge out Radionova when Radionova, I think, went down on the triple Satoko in the free skate.
Mm-hmm.
She won 4 continents with, I think, her personal best score, and just that was it.
Japanese assholes,
so she hit her peak around the turn of the new year in 2015, 2016, and she just hasn't been able to quite capture that again. And when she under rotates, I think they're less forgiving because the jumps are so small altogether. I'll tell you who I am dying.
Oh, who are you dying to see, Mr. Ted Flett?
Who predicted Kaetlyn Osmond was going to be a player this year?
Okay, this one did. So I'll start by saying I feel so bad for Gabby Dillman because I think she had a shot to make the Grand Prix final, but 2 4th place finishes and the other girls kind of bringing it put her out of it, and I felt so bad for her like free skate in her second Grand Prix where she was just like absolutely in tears. Like my heart went out to her because she's had some great technical.
Okay, don't run him up, Ray. Can we talk about?
Okay, no, I just needed to sort of address Gabby because that was my prediction for the top Canadian skater, and it's only because Kaetlyn was a huge question mark because you never know, her injuries have plagued her, and it's so hard to see how she'll bring it this season. And girl brought it this season. Miss Kaetlyn Osmond
killed
it. Her short programs were spot on.
The lift she gets in that triple combination.
It's landed, rotated, whatever.
It's unbelievable. And she's now sticking the landing. I mean, they're not always steady Eddie, and they're not
in the air.
They're not ugly.
They can be
a bit questionable, but the swoosh and the speed that she takes on those landings is unbelievable. I'm predicting she's going to be on the podium at the Grand Prix final.
I think she has a really good shot at the podium at the Grand Prix final, and because even with her free skates, she hasn't brought great free skates either. She's building
each
exactly,
event.
And I think she's starting to make her technical errors. She's starting to clean up. Her jumps are kind of scary to watch because they're kind of like a Carolina Kostner because they're so huge. And that sometimes even the slightest off axis, and she's like a cat. She's Kaetlyn, Miss Kaetlyn, because she is getting out of her. She's checking out when you think that the lean or the off axis of her air position might prevent her from doing that. But as you said, her triple has been
unbelievable. She's a bit Tonya Harding in that respect. The landings could be is this going to happen? And if it happens.
The killer, she's gonna hit that. She did. I can't remember which free skate, but she did an amazing double axel triple toe, and that is
China.
Yes, in her second Grand Prix, in Grand Prix of China, and that was it was a great example of her technical ability, even more so than the triple flip triple toe, but. She's been on fire. I'm so proud of her. I think Ravi Walia has done an amazing job of building her confidence, and she's cracking 200
when she's
pretty
healthy.
easily.
Yeah, so she beats her personal best score by 10 points in the short program.
Yeah.
Beats her personal best score in the free skate by 10 points. You can't ask for much more than that. She's on the upward trajectory, and I think this could be good things. Even if it's not, even if the Grand Prix final is a flop for her.
Yep.
She's qualified. She's made a statement. She can still go back. I don't know that Canadian nationals will be a breeze necessarily, but she absolutely has the upper hand and the edge there. And then just keep pushing along towards 4 continents and worlds. I think she's in really good shape. It's amazing to see.
I think she has a really good shot to win 4 continents.
Yep. Now that you see her skating clean and with like exceptional programs that are a bit easier to get into than say Cleopatra was or Carmen, and the tango from last year. I think that these are amazing vehicles, and when you see her jumping ability, just the jumps, and the spins are very strong too, but the jumps alone, when you compare Kaetlyn's triple to Evgeny Medvedev's triple,
I think quality is so much better.
There's no comparison. Now, she doesn't do the tonneau, but they're brilliant. They're brilliant. I can't imagine she's not working on the triple axel. Her height and her lift on the double axel is so huge that I suspect that that's something that's happening in Edmonton that's unbeknownst to us. Or it's going to be on the radar, and maybe get the ankle a bit stronger.
Yeah, I think she has.
I can imagine the triple axel happening for that girl.
I think she has a really strong double axel. I don't know if she has quite the upwards lift that, like, say in Malasada or even like a junior skater Rika Kihira. They have a lot of upward lift on their double axel, which you absolutely need. Like, you'll never see Radionova or Medvedeva landing.
Yeah, but look at
but like Tutamisheva
has more distance. Like, it doesn't go massively.
But she has a good, like, when she raises her free leg going up into the axle where you sort of transfer your weight, she has a really good pop off of it, and Mal has a very quick rotation. Kaetlyn has more distance on her double axel, so I feel like she would need to revise that technique to go more up on her double axel. I don't know if it's on her radar. He might know something that I don't.
I don't know anything.
He doesn't. Oh,
this is me just speculating. This is me purely speculating. This is me purely speculating. You have me tongue tied now. I think under the guns.
She could, I don't know. Maybe her triple toe's really good, so maybe she's gonna get a quad soon. We'll see.
Let's see. It might be what she needs.
Look at the Blade boys speculating.
The one thing that I will say about all the ladies is a bit surprising to me is that if you're going to be competitive against Medvedeva, you've got to start attempting more triples in the back half of the program.
Yes.
Particularly in the short program. And no one's doing that. I kind of thought, I wonder if Ashley is going to really, when she announced that her music was going to be Sweet Dreams, in my head, I wondered if it was going to be like a real slow, steady start to the program, and then save the triple combination for the halfway point, and then all over it. And she didn't do that. Okay, that's fine. But nor did any other skater. And I think, when you're trying to beat the world champion, who's the world record holder, now granted, maybe these women are pacing themselves and they're going to bring out their even heavier hitting material or technical sequence for next season, but
it'd be a risk because
I'd be practicing that now to get that under your belt. That's just my general thought. I think my last observation on the Grand Prix series, very unfortunate results for Gracie Gold.
Yes.
Big fuss was made over her disappointing showing at Skate America and not being in form. And, you wonder if, she's always been a slightly more seemingly sort of fragile skater in terms of being able to keep her nerves contained. And I can't imagine that helped. I really hope that she comes back gangbusters. I think we talk about Kaetlyn and finally seeing Kaetlyn skate well. When Gracie didn't finally, because she had a great Olympic season, for example, in Sochi. Yeah. But last year when she blew the roof off at U.S. Nationals with that free skate,
comeback,
and then when she replicated that sort of success in the short program at Boston, I think if all the women in the world put it together, I still think Gracie is literally the best of the bunch. That's my bad. That's where I call it. And it's not a debate we have to have here now. But no. I just think it's really unfortunate that she's going through this sort of a trying issue and she hasn't had the success on the back end of Boston. She obviously had huge hopes in Boston, which she made public. Frank Carroll went out and sort of said he didn't think that was a great idea that she was saying that, but it's, she's entitled to set whatever goals she wants.
Yeah, of course.
If she doesn't, succeed at Boston, it's going to be a huge disappointment for her. And it was. But she's still got a lot of time. I was worried when she had the big, the flop at Skate America. And then again, I was thinking, oh man, she's vulnerable. And the other American ladies are going to come out, ready to either fangs out and ready to fight and take her spot. but that hasn't happened. All of the American women have struggled. All of them. Mariah has not done well after Autumn Classic. Paulina's still out. We don't know how her ankle's going to hold up.
Karen Chen hasn't really done well.
Karen Chen, Ashley's
Although
Mariah Bell.
Mariah Bell had her silver, and that's a very interesting note because I think Mariah Bell is ready to like kind of
mix things up.
And had she, who knows what would have happened if she had a second Grand Prix event. I mean, a silver medal would have definitely put her in the final. A bronze medal might have. She would have. It would have come down to points against Satoko. But like Mariah Bell, she's definitely one of the technical skaters that can take out Gracie if Gracie continues this way. I hope Gracie doesn't. I think she's in her head. I think also like her body isn't quite like she's like her words isn't quite what she's comfortable.
She's not in fighting form.
Yeah, she's not in fighting form, and there is a level of discomfort, and I think she's kind of lost the joy in her skating a bit. And with all the seriousness that Frank Carroll says, and go out and do your job, not to like her coach it's his style, but sometimes it's almost like enjoy yourself, let yourself go, and just trust in your talent that's inherent, and try that instead of like putting so much focus on like this is your job, you got to do this, and if it doesn't pan out, well damn. Make it more about something like kind of like Kaetlyn Osmond, she's like enjoy it, realize like be almost privileged to like come back from such an injury, and you can sense this approach in her skating that she's grateful for this opportunity to come back and really show what she has. So I think Gracie needs to understand that she has that talent and she can come back and showcase it, because she's had some really great moments. It's just a matter, there's a lot of season left, right? She was injured before the Grand Prix Final last season and couldn't go to it when she qualified. And she still...
No, she did go. She went 2 seasons ago, she didn't go.
Oh, right, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
But again, that was 2 seasons ago, and then she managed to come back last season and actually make the Grand Prix Final and make it to Worlds and have a solid experience. So, a solid short program, and then kind of get some of that negativity off her back. But she's so tumultuous that's why I hadn't picked her as like one of my picks early in the season, just because it's so hard to stay with her. And kind of like with Mao Asada, I hadn't picked her, and Mao has some beautiful programs this season. We should definitely give her credit for that. But she's just not quite there technically. She's had some like injury struggles, and it's hard to put your faith in these skaters who like when they skate as well as they can skate, they're essentially like unbeatable and will challenge Medvedeva. But at this point, they're just not quite there yet. So you kind of have to call a spade, and really, like if we're making predictions, if we're trying to like see what the lay of the land looks like, you kind of have to take that into account, even though you love these skaters inherently. Yeah,
and yet I think with Mao, she's coming off a bit of a knee injury and some knee pain and so forth. I don't even wonder. I wonder if Mao even cares if she's won or not.
She just wants to do good programs.
Like,
she just wants
get
to
my programs out. Here's what's up. I've been at this for practically a decade.
Yeah.
No, a decade.
More than a decade.
I don't need to win Skate America or any.
She's already won every Grand Prix. Actually, she's one of the only skaters.
Yeah, she's like, I don't need to win this stuff in order to. She's got the street cred with the judges. Yeah. If she puts it together in Helsinki, she'll be a threat. If she puts it together in Pyeongchang, she'll be a threat. I don't think she doesn't need to skate consistently like a Kaetlyn Osmond does, like a Gracie Gold does. And maybe she does need a bit of fire, and there isn't, apart from Satoko Miyahara, there isn't a real sort of blazing, galvanized force within Japanese ladies skating to push Mao or to intimidate Mao. I don't even think she's intimidatable. When you faced Yuna, look at who she's come.
When you faced Irina in your first Grand Prix final,
totally,
and you took her out and you beat her, but you're too young to go to the Olympics. She
Mickey Ando.
Mao's a fighter. Mao's a fighter, and I commend her because she didn't have to do the Grand Prix this season, and I don't think people would have held that necessarily against her, especially knowing that she wasn't probably most prepared.
She didn't even look fussed at not placing.
Oh no, she was just kind of happy to be there.
Yeah.
come Japanese nationals, though, she really has to get it together.
I don't think she will. I think I feel like she's just gonna ghost, and I think she's gonna make the world team anyway.
No, that would be so bad because
No, I think she'll make it. I think we'll still.
Oh,
see her
okay.
okay. I think we'll see her.
I hope she earns her spot though. I hope there are 6. I believe there are 6 Japanese skaters who are ranked ahead of her as far as like Grand Prix points are concerned. So like, come the Japanese nationals, if she is like 6th or 7th, I really think that the Japanese Federation should be fair and send skaters who are more deserving, because of course Mao has had the opportunities, and if she's not bringing it, and there are skaters like Miyahara or Hongo or Mihara along with Miyahara, who are like more deserving.
Well, I mean, I think they've got the one spot. So assuming that Miyahara Satoko is going to be going to Helsinki, assuming that Mao will get a spot either as sentimental favorite or because she's got the goods, she just has to put it together. Or you don't want to abandon a star performer like her in the season right before the Olympic Games.
But you also don't want to abandon a star like an upcoming star performer like Mai Mihara, who is doing well.
But they're 14. They'll still be around for the next Olympic cycle.
Fine, we can agree to disagree,
yeah.
But
anyways, I think the long and the short in terms of Mao in the Grand Prix series. She's never great go.
I want to see.
I don't think it's a big deal. I want to see her at Worlds.
Yeah.
She's still got the stuff. I was there at Skate America. I saw her in practice. She was putting it all together. She can land all these jumps fully rotated. Yeah. I saw it. They're there. They're solid. She goes after triple in the warm up before the short program. She landed it, whether it was rotated or not, I don't recall. But so she's still cranking the triples out. Mm. It's
her triple axel though that
helps her tremendously. But she just needs to put it together. So that's my tail of the tape on the ladies.
That's my tail of the tape on the ladies. It's going to be an exciting Grand Prix final. This is my prediction for the Grand Prix final. Our Russian will win at least a medal.
Oh, you're bold.
It's a bold prediction.
That is some living on the edge.
I feel like a Russian is bound to win at least one medal at the Grand Prix final.
I think a Canadian's going to win a medal.
You think okay, see that's an actual prediction. And I think a Canadian has a really good shot at a medal, and I think
a good shot at
a medal. And I think Kaetlyn Osmond, we have her best skating is yet to come, and I'm super excited to see how she handles the pressure of her first really big test since she's come back this year.
Yep.
I mean, last year she had a really tough year last year, and now that she's fully healthy, all eyes are on her because everyone's looking for who's going to take out the Russians who are so technically dominant. And Kaetlyn is bringing a level of artistry that in my opinion, and probably your opinion, is better than a lot of the Russians. And when she can hit her technical, the grade of execution is better than some of them who have smaller jumps.
Yeah, so. It's a different approach to the artistry. It rings maybe a bit more authentic for some North American audiences.
And we've always known this about her.
And
she's a great performer.
It's a change. It mixes it up amongst the Russian ladies. So
we'll see what happens.
We'll be really interested to see how the Grand Prix final shakes out. Tell us what your picks are by commenting here or tweeting at us and so forth. Don't forget to check out goldenskate.com, which has great coverage as well as a fantastic and dynamic and always not controversial, but heated and interesting.
Oh, it's always controversial.
Scandal!
Always a scandalo. That's how we like to keep it on with the Blade Boys.
True.
But until our next recap, this is the Blade Boys signing off, and we will see you after the Grand Prix final, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.